I hope this. And I've got to be honest with you, I forgot what Amanda and I agreed we were going to be talking about today. So I just made something up on the spur of the moment. And I've been talking for a while now about, let me just switch my phone off as well. As you know, Colin, my mantra for the last few months has been about getting a sense of an unconditional self-love. Because I think for all of us, and I'm sure, you know, if you're medical people as well, I'm sure you realize it's the same thing. Unless we feel that for ourselves, why would we look after ourselves? Why would we bother? You know, I see people with drug addiction. I see people for drinking too much and eating too much. Lots of different ways of destroying yourself. And there's part of them that wants to do that. But to commit to it and continue with it, I believe we have to have a feeling of unconditional self-love. And that's not, oh, I love myself. That's not what I'm talking about. It's not an arrogance. It's about caring for yourself in the same way as you care for the people you love. It's wanting for yourself what you want for your children, what you want for your partner. That's all I'm talking about here. And I know if you haven't heard this, you know, if you have heard it, I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat it. But the way this came about, my son and I run the Jacquin Hypnosis Academy, and we teach people online. And when we teach a technique, we get the students, we ask a student if they want, one of them want to be a demo subject. And that week we were talking about habits, and Anthony, my son, said, "Is anyone who wants to volunteer as a subject?" Well, one of the students said yes, she'd like to do it. And when he asked her what she wanted to feel better about, she said, "I want to stop swearing so much." She said, "I've got a habit of swearing, swearing too much." So anyway, he ran this session with her. And afterwards, when he finished, I said, "Well, why didn't you ask if she wanted to stop swearing completely?" He said, "Well, that's ridiculous. So you want to stop swearing completely?" And I said, "Well, I don't think we need to swear." I said, "So I'm going to stop," which is a big thing to say. And I fully intended on doing that, to be honest, because I'm thinking, oh, you don't need to swear. But then over that next week, I realized I was still swearing, but I also realized that all the swearing I was doing was at me. "You effing this, you stupid that, blah, blah, blah." And all the swearing I was doing was at myself. And then I was talking to a friend in Australia, and I kind of jokingly said, you know, I found I was swearing at myself. And she was serious. She said that's self-abuse. And I never even thought about it like that when we speak to ourselves in that way, because we wouldn't speak to our kids like it. We wouldn't speak to our best friend like it. Yeah, we speak to ourselves like it. And she said that's self-abuse. And she said, what you really need to feel is an unconditional self-love. And she helped me get there, because she works as a hypnotherapist out there. So we had a bit of time together, and she helped me get that experience. And I have to tell you, the moment that happened, my life changed. For a start, I stopped beating myself up over every little thing that I did wrong, which we all tend to do. And I started eating differently. You know, why would you want to feed rubbish to someone you care about? I started eating differently. I started thinking differently, and I definitely stopped beating myself up so much. So since that time, you know, it's been my mantra. It's what I want all of my clients to feel. I don't care what they come in for. I don't care if it's a habit, fear, anxiety, drugs, any of that stuff. Before they leave, I want them to have an understanding of their real worth, their self-worth, which I think is major. And I think it's also something that most of us lack. Because I've come to the conclusion that as human beings, there are the two main problems we have as human beings. The first one is expecting too much of ourselves. And when we don't meet that expectation, we beat ourselves up. That's one of the problems. And the second one is mind reading. She must be thinking that. They'll be thinking this of me. He must be saying that about me. No. When you've done this work, and most of you are doing this work, when you've done it long enough, you realize that people are so caught up in their own stuff They're not even thinking about you. In the moment, they might think, well, that was stupid. They're not going to be thinking that tomorrow. They're going to be thinking an hour from now because they're caught up in their own stuff. So once we get past that and stop judging other people and stop judging ourselves so much, it's an awesome space to be in, but it's hard to find. And the title of this today was Finding Your Truth and Living Your Authentic Life. Most of us have a front of some kind. Most of us do. There's the us that we show to society. To be able to feel good enough about yourself, to just be yourself wherever you are. That's something that's kind of difficult to find. But once you've found that space and understand that you're okay, that you're good enough, you don't have to be perfect, because it's not possible. It's not doable for a start. None of us are, because we're human beings. But once we understand that and we get to that point, what's my truth? What's true to me? What's my authentic self? Once we find that, and it's not easy to hold it and live it, but it is worth seeking out, and it is worth finding if we can, even if it's for a time. It doesn't have to be for, no, we have to live it every single day, live our truth, live our authentic self. But if we live it more often, then our life changes. And we can pretend to be anything, can't we? And most of us do at times. You know, we pretend to be happy when we're not. We pretend to feel, you know, and that's okay. But to be able to live your truth. And one of my favorite quotes, and it is my favorite quote of, well, there's a few from Churchill, but this is my favorite. He says, the truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it and ignorance deride it, but in the end, there it is. The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance deride it, but in the end, there it is. And it's the same for us. Our truth is the truth for us. We can ignore it. We can attack our own truth. But the fact is, that is our truth. And if we are not expressing that, if not living it, I think a lot of illness and a lot of the things we suffer from, psychological problems, even physical problems, come from trying to hide that, trying to be something we're not trusting ourselves enough to be ourselves. I'd like to think, I mean, Yasmin's met me at the retreat. Diane's met me. I'd like to think that, and Karen's, you came to the retreat, yeah. So, and I've met Amanda. I'd like to think that anyone who meets me realise I'm exactly the same here as I am when you meet me in person. I'm exactly the same person here as a person that stands up in front of a room full of people in Las Vegas to present. I'm the same person as I am to my kids, because I know you know, this is the way I speak. I could try to speak with a posher accent. I could try and be someone else. And there are people out there like that. But I trust that I am good enough. I know that everyone's not going to get me. I know that. Some will get me, some won't. But I can't be chasing after those people that don't get me and trying to convince them I'm okay. I'm living my truth. I'm trying to be myself. And that is with all the flaws that I have. And I have some, trust me. But I accept that now. Maybe it's because I'm 70 and it's time to accept, you know, the things there are about me. I've got to accept that. But that's what I want for all of you today. To just for a while, think about what your truth is, who you are and what you want to show to the world, what's going to make you feel comfortable in yourself. And then I'm going to take you to that place where you can get that sense of unconditional self-love. For me, it's the space. If we feel into it, we're not all going to feel. I hate myself at times, beat myself up at times. But now I understand that. And I have a way of dealing with it as well. Because we all have that negative voice in our head, don't we? Every one of us. Our minds never shut up. It doesn't shut up at all. Most of the things that are going on in our head is rubbish. That's the worst part of it. When we recognize we're just, what's all that stuff going on in there? Absolute rubbish. And that negative voice that pops into our head that says, you know, you're never going to do that. You're never any good at that. What you do that for? That's stupid. That voice that's always there, well, it's not always there, but when it is there, we tend to listen to it. We don't have to. We have to recognize it for what it is. And my friend Lisa Derwin in Australia, she has the perfect answer to that negative voice. And being Australian, you know, it's probably not PC. But this is what she says. I think it's the best treatment for that negative voice. When that voice goes up in your head, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're never any good at that. This is what she says to herself. That's bullshit. Oh, I love that technique. She just says that's bullshit, because it is. The truth is your truth is your truth. You know who you are. You know at times we mess up. But instead of beating ourselves up over it, we go, well, that was stupid. But I'm a human being. And yes, I fail at times. And yes, I make mistakes at times. So that's what this is going to be about today. Just taking time out to look at yourself. And I'm going to say it again to all of you, because I've been saying it to people I've been working with for ages now. You have to realize you are already the most incredible creation. You know, we've got doctors here, nurses, other medical people here. They must look at the physical. You've got to excuse my camera's going wrong. I'm getting a new computer now. I talked my son into it the other day, and he's going to treat me to one. So every now and again, I'm going to go digitalized. But, you know, they must look at the human being and they must think, how amazing is this thing we're walking around in? I say it to you, think about your feet for a moment. Just think about your feet. How incredible are your feet? We don't give our feet enough credit. How many miles have you walked without your feet wearing out? How amazing is that? I've done the same amount of miles with the tires I've got on my car. I'll be on the rims. I just think we're amazing. Think about your hands. How incredible are your hands? How many things have your hands enabled you to do? Maybe held your child in your hand or held your lover in your hand. You've been able to write with your hands, eat with your hands. How incredible are your hands? You're already the most incredible creation. Think about your brain for a moment. Elon Musk is trying to create all the, artificial intelligence. It's never going to touch what we've got here, and never going to find something that works as quickly as our brain works. How amazing is your brain? How incredible are you? And for some of you here, your parents. You know, think about that. You created another human being. They might, if you're a teenager, they're probably really annoying you, but you did create that human being. You know, how amazing are you? So I think we've got to every now and again step back and go, you know what? I'm good enough. We always look in the mirror and we see everything that's wrong with us. And that's not what other people see. And it's the same for the way we are as human beings. You know, we're all forever beating ourselves up. Today, I want you to get an understanding of just how incredible you are. I want you to understand that the core of your being, the essence of who you are, is pure light, energy, joy, and love. That is who you are. You're that 3-month-old baby that only ever wanted to be held and loved, looked after, fed, with no malice. That child had no malice, it had no fear, didn't know what fear was, had to learn it. That's who you are at the core of your being. Just wants pure energy and love. That's who you are. Life comes along and people try and talk you out of that feeling. But today I want you to get back to it. I want you to at least have an experience of feeling into that again. To understand that the essence of who you are is pure light and love and joy. And that you are love. And you are loved. And you are loving. And for some of you, and I know, I want you to think about the people you've helped. With your skill, with your love, with your kindness. We've got Amanda here, and she's one of my favorite people on the planet. But she's the engine of the College of Medicine, Integrated Health. She's the brains. How many people she helps inadvertently with what she does for everyone else? Getting me on here, getting all the other therapists involved. How many people she actually helped with her kindness and her brilliance? And it's the same for a lot of you. So I want you today, just allow yourself enough time to think about your value and your worth, to look in and feel into your truth and know it's okay to be your authentic self, to be who you are. You don't have to be anyone else. You're already the most incredible creation. You're already a whole being. So many of us, and I'm guilty of it, trying to be something else. And it's keep digitalizing, hopefully it'll sort itself out. But trying to be different, trying to, I don't know, we're always striving to be something other than who we are. And I want you, for at least for the time we have together today, to just feel into it and let go of everything else, just for this period of time. And I'm going to teach you how to do that for yourself, because I think it's worth taking the time out to just, even if it's 5 minutes a day, just to get back to that place before you go out into the world and the world gets at you. Just to remind yourself every day. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or so, I had a dream. I had a dream about Tom Hanks, strangely enough. And I was hypnotizing Tom Hanks, which is a very strange thing to dream about. And I was using this induction I don't believe had been used before. So I just put a thing out on Facebook. I had a dream about Tom Hanks, and I was using this induction. Want to learn the induction, to put Tom Hanks in the comment box. And 400 people put Tom Hanks in the comment box. But one person was a bit lazy. They just put T Hanks, which strangely enough spells thanks. So just before I had this dream, I've been in India running some training in India with my son. And when my son and I go abroad to do training, we have a little competition to see who could learn as much of the language before we get there. I think all of us, if we're going to go abroad, we should at least be able to say hello, goodbye, thank you, please, and good night and good morning. The least we we should learn. But anyway, we're having this competition, and he didn't tell me we're going to India till about a month before. So he had a sneaky head start on me learning Hindi. So I said to a friend of mine, I told a friend of ours about it, and he said, well, you don't need to learn Hindi. He said, because most of the people in India speak better English than you do, meaning me, and it's probably true as well. He said, the only thing you need to know is the greeting, which is namaste. So I said, well, what does it mean? He said, it means, I recognize the God within you, which I think is a really nice greeting. But I'm not a religious person at all. I'm not religious. But I reckon by changing one letter in that, it becomes, I recognize the good within you. So I had this thing in my mind, and when we were training people in India, I said to them, look, when we pair up to do the practice, I want you all to take just a couple of seconds to look at your partner and look them in the eye until you recognize the good within them, because we all have it, but most of us don't look. You know, we're looking everywhere else except looking at the person we're working with. And honestly, this is truth. We had grown men crying in that room. Just how often does someone take the time out to look at you and recognize the good within you? It's an emotional experience. So anyway, I had this in my mind. And the other thing I teach my students is when we step up to hypnotize, when we step up to work with our client, I say, run this loop in your mind. And I said, and hold it in your heart. And it's this: I care about you and I want you to be well. And I think if we're working with human beings, or anyone for that matter, if we're working with animals, to hold that thought, hold that feeling in our heart, I care about you, I want you to be well, I think it's important. But so often we get caught up in the technique, we get caught up in the job itself, instead of being the human being in the room. So that's something I've been teaching my students. But with this Tom Hanks thing, I kind of put it all together. So I want you to think about this. I'd love you to try it. And I'd love you to do this for a week and see what happens to you. In the morning, when you wake up, before you get out of bed, or when you get out of bed, I don't mind, but take 2 minutes out to just breathe, like in for 6 and out for 6. Just hold, so you get that kind of 6-6 breathing going. But then as you're doing that, I want you to repeat these words to yourself. You can write them down if you want. And you aim these words at yourself. And these are the words. This is how it goes. You breathe in and you go, I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. And I want you to aim these at yourself. You can aim this at your clients, obviously, because that's what we're feeling for them. And we do recognize the good within our clients. We do thank them for showing up, and we do care about them and want them to be well. But how often do we aim this at ourselves? And you're not going to aim it at yourself unless you have an unconditional self-love. I promise you this: if you do this for 2 minutes every morning for a week, your day will change. You have to remember to do it. Take 2 minutes out for yourself, and you breathe and you say those words to yourself and you aim them at yourself. I recognize the good within you. I thank you. I care about you and I want you to be well. I call it the thanks protocol. If you go to my website, freddyjacquin.com, you can download it for free. And there's loads of other free stuff on there. There's an immune system boost and all kinds of stuff you can download from my website. I'm not telling you that just to get to my website. I'm saying because it's just come to me now that I think it's of value to all of us. But you're not going to do that unless you start to understand your worth and be a bit kinder to yourself. I'll go over it one more time. Take the breath as you breathe. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. And aim those words at yourself. So today's all about, and I want you to understand, this is about you today. Most of your life, I know, is thinking outside of yourselves, wanting to do good for other people, helping other people. But we have to every now and again, and I want you to understand this, be kinder to yourself. When I do a weight loss session, I give my clients a little questionnaire, or I ask them these questions, and I get them to set an absolute goal, an exciting goal for their weight, something they really want to achieve. We time it, so we say, so it's time bound. Then I ask them to write down as many reasons they can for losing that weight, but it must start with I will or I can. So I'll feel great. I can play with my kids. I'll be able to walk up that hill. I can do this. I will do that. And a lady said to me after she'd written this list down, she said, it sounds so selfish. I. She said, it sounds really selfish. And I said, look, it's one of those things, isn't it? If she achieves her physical goals, she's going to feel better about herself. And therefore, she's going to be acting differently with the people around her. If she's healthy, she's going to be around for her kids and her man longer. If it's, you know, obviously, if it's a man, he'll look around for his partner longer. It's by every now and again taking time out for yourself. In some ways, you're being selfless, because you're going to be better for the people around you. You're going to feel better, and that's going to affect the people around you. I was talking to someone the other day about depression, and one of the ways of easing, if not eliminating depression, is to start doing stuff for others. Because when we're depressed, we're focused inwardly on how bad we feel, how sad that is that happened to me, how bad that is. And it's easy to do. It's easy to do. I'm not knocking people who feel depressed, but I'm saying the moment you step out of that and start thinking, how can I help somebody else? Do something else for someone else that day, you're starting to change your life. Because then we're looking outwardly instead of inwardly. But today I'm going to ask you to just focus on yourself. I know it's okay to do that. I'm going to take you to a place where you absolutely understand your value and your worth to the people around you. So you can move through this life knowing that you're okay. You're good enough. You don't have to be anything else. You're already a whole being. And so you can live your truth. You can turn up anywhere and speak to anyone. My mum, who died a few years ago, when I was a kid, I was kind of bullied at school because, believe it or not, I had kids calling me black because my family is an immigrant family, and we lived in Tunbridge Wells, which is a very rural Tunbridge Wells, which was back in the 1950s, was a very, you know, kind of middle class, upper class kind of town. And we were an immigrant family, and I was called black once at the school. And I went home really upset, said to my mum about it. And she said to me, there's no one better than you. And I felt really chuffed about that. So my camera's gone off again. There's no one on this planet better than you. That's what she said to me. But in the very next breath, she said, but you're not better than anybody else. And because of that, I can speak to anyone. I could speak to royalty in the same way as I could speak to someone who's homeless. Because I don't change. So I know who I am. And I accept myself with all the flaws I have. We can always try and be a better person, can't we? But once you get to that space, you can relax. Instead of trying all the time to please other people, trying to be something you're not. So that's what I want you to experience today. But more than anything else, I want you to feel into that feeling of unconditional self-love. So you start to be kinder to yourself, take care of yourself. Look after yourself, because you are worth it. So enough chatter from me today. We'll get into this. It's lovely to see you all. And, you know, I appreciate you turning up and showing up. Are you still on your travels, Diane? Are you still on your travels? Switch your mic on.
Still in my travels, in Berwick at the moment, but hoping to go to Morocco in the next couple of weeks. So, yeah.
Diane and her partner decided to up sticks, buy a caravan, start traveling. How long have you been traveling for, Diane?
Since last May. Fantastic.
So yeah, and Diane's a therapist. So, you You know, the traveling therapist. If you see a caravan somewhere, I don't know if you've got any markings on it, but what a way to go. What a thing to do. Just to say, right, I'm checking it all in. Going to get a caravan, just travel. So
yeah, it's very liberating.
yeah, absolutely. It's just scary to think you could do it, though. But yeah, an inspiration. Maybe one day, you know, it's a dream of mine. I think it's a dream for a lot of us. We could just put our phone in a bin somewhere and forget about it, and turn the computer off and never go back to it. But it's a scary thought. Right, look, all of you. All I want you to do today is just get into this with me, and be unafraid to look at your truth, to see, accept what you really want, who you really are. Because all of you, at the soul, the core of your being, every one of you is pure light and joy and love. That's who you are. You're going to get a sense of that today, an understanding of that, and you're going to start to think about yourself differently, look after yourself differently. Okay, so what I'd like you all to do is this. If you're ready to be hypnotized, you're ready to go into this, what I'd like you to do is get comfortable. Make sure you're safe. You know, so you're not sitting on a windowsill, on an open window, 5 stories up with a cup of coffee in your lap. Make sure you're safe somewhere. Now, however relaxed you get, that chair will support you. And if for any reason this goes off, you will come out of trance at some point in the future. Can't say when that's going to be, but you won't stay in trance forever. All right. So be unafraid. Get yourselves comfortable. Place your hands separately if you can. Place your feet separately. That's right. As long as you can hear me. Alison has disappeared. She's gone into a nice, I don't know where she's gone, but it looks pretty comfy wherever it is. All right, okay. Get yourselves comfortable. Place your hands separately, place your feet separately. When you're ready to do this, you know how to do this now. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and as you breathe out, imagine breathing out all that stress and every ounce of anxiety. Just breathe it out. Take another breath in, hold it for a moment, and as you breathe out, just let go of any tension in your body. Well, now you take this breath in, hold it for a moment. As you breathe out, allow your eyes to close and relax those muscles around your eyes. Get a sense of that happening as you listen to my voice. Those muscles are relaxing so completely, they just won't work. Get a sense of that happening. That's right. Like having your temples massage, having your scalp massage. Every ounce of tension disappearing from those muscles. And as you do that, as you relax those muscles around your eyes, just for a moment, think about the people you've helped in your life who are living their life differently because of you, because of your words and your kindness and your love or your skills. Think about those people. Just for a moment, think about the people you love, people that love you. And see those faces, feel that love right now. Allow yourself that feeling of love. And as you feel out love, your eyes have relaxed so completely now, they just won't work for a while. Get a sense that that's happened and there's nothing you can do about that. And when you realize your eyes are so relaxed, they just won't work, you can test them, find it completely locked. That's right, just for a while. Now, nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. And all that matters now is you, the sound of my voice, and a feeling of freedom. Free of every limiting belief that was ever placed on you. Free of every negative word that ever held you back. Get a sense of that happening. Because in a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers and I'm going to say that word love. As you hear that sound and you hear that word, that feeling of relaxation around your eyes is going to flood down through your body like a bliss anesthesia. I want you to enjoy every moment. So get ready. As you hear that sound, you hear that word, that feeling of relaxation around your eyes, it's going to flood down through your body. And I want you to enjoy every moment. Love. Feel that feeling just flowing down through your body now. Nothing bothers or affects you. Nothing disturbs you. Jaw relaxing. Tongue relaxing in your mouth. Just for a while, you don't have to say anything. Just allow your tongue to relax, your throat relaxing. Feel that feeling going to the muscles of your neck and those muscles relaxing. Just for a moment, think about those muscles in your neck. Show them some appreciation. How many years have they held your head up? How incredible are those muscles in your neck? And just relax those muscles completely. Let that feeling spread down into your shoulders. Imagine having your shoulders massaged. And those muscles are relaxing so completely, they just won't work. Feel that feeling spreading into your arms, your biceps, your triceps, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers relaxing. And as you do that, you may become aware of certain sensations. You may become aware of your pulse or your heart beating. That's right, as you relax even more, the muscles in your back and stomach and chest. And just for a moment, focus on your breathing. Get a sense of breathing in calm and breathing out tension. Breathing in calm and breathing out doubt. And let that feeling spread down into the muscles of your stomach, your hips, your legs, your calves, ankles, feet and toes. Every muscle relax now. Like a handful of rubber bands just thrown on that chair, all loose and relaxed. And with the eyes closed, you can continue to relax even more. Although at times you may be more aware of some things than you were before, the sound of my voice, the comfort of the chair, the sounds in the room, certain sensations, the beating of your heart, and the thoughts and images that drift into your mind automatically. Once again, think about the people you love, people that love you. Let that remind you of your real worth, your real value, just how loved you are. Because you are loved, and you are loved, and you are loving. That's right. A gradual letting go. Letting go even of the effort it takes to be aware of exactly where the arms are positioned, or the hands or fingers. And even the effort it takes to be aware of which leg seems to relax more quickly or completely than the other may seem to be too much effort to bother making. It's so much easier simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. Allowing events to occur in their own time, in their own way, a drifting down toward a place of quietness. A place of peaceful inner awareness. A place that almost seems to give off signals that directs awareness down toward it, into it. More and more comfortably, more and more effortlessly, more and more completely and deeply than before. Where even the effort it takes to be aware of the sound of my voice or the meaning of my words may almost seem to be too much effort to bother making. It is so much easier simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. Allowing events to occur in your own time, in your own way, a drifting down Get a sense of that happening, just dropping down through space and time. Down toward that place of ultimate bliss. Nobody wants anything. No one expects anything. There is nothing for you to do but to listen to my voice. Get a sense of that happening automatically. And just when you think you've reached the ultimate space of trance and profound hypnosis, my voice, my words going to take you 10 times deeper. Get a sense of that happening. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. Every word I say doubles that feeling. And the deeper you go, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you'll go. 10, 20, 100 times deeper, just dropping down to that space. And everything I say now is your reality. Every suggestion I give you, your mind and body will act upon at a molecular, cellular, neurological levels, now your reality. Because you have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. And that unconscious mind, the back of the mind, that instinctive, intuitive part of your being that's monitoring your blood pressure, your heartbeat, your body temperature, even while you sleep. That incredible, intuitive part of your being that's there for your survival, that wants you to be happy and wants you to be well, can continue to hear and understand and respond to those things I might say without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. That's right. Letting go even of the effort it takes to make the effort that it might take. To tell the exact position of arms, legs, or the entire body now that seems to drift through time and space. That wonderful, free-floating place of effortless relaxation and letting go. Allowing events to occur in their own time, in their own ways. You drift as a mind. And your mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. And the unconscious mind can allow that drifting to occur, while the conscious mind drifts off someplace else entirely now. That's right, in your own time, in your own way. Aware of events that occur along the way as the unconscious protects the conscious mind and leaves those things behind, forgotten, but remembered too. And I can wonder whether you're aware that you've drifted deeply into hypnosis. The deeper you go, the better you feel. And as you drift in that space, my voice and my words are going to drift with you to become a part of your experience now. And in a moment, you're going to have the most incredible experience of liberation and freedom. Because in a moment, the essence of who you are, that intangible part of your being, the passenger, the observer in that physical body, is going to separate from your physical being, leave that body in that chair for a while. It will be the most incredible thing of liberation. Get a sense of that happening now, just drifting up out of the top of your head, drifting up and away from your body, leaving that body in that chair for a while. Get a sense of that happening. Imagine it's happening automatically. And I want you to look back at that body in that chair, and I want you to show it some appreciation. How incredible are you? You are the most incredible creation in this known universe. You are unique. In the history of mankind, there has never been another you. You are unique. You are incredible. Just for a moment, show your body some appreciation. And I want you to notice as you drift away from that body in that chair, that the essence of who you are is ageless. It's infinite. Has no edge. An understanding that you're not your body. And nothing that happens to that physical body in that chair can touch you, the essence of who you are. Get a sense of that now. That whatever you thought you were, you are so much more than that. You are love. And you are loved. And you are loving. And the essence of who you are is pure light, pure joy, and pure love. And I want you to have an experience now. Do some time travel. You're going to go back to when you were 2 months old, or a month old, or 3 months old. And just for a moment, you will have a memory of how that felt, just to want love, kindness, protection, to just love, to know no fear, to just know life at its absolute purest. Get a sense of that now, because that is who you are. That is the essence of who you are still. You are pure light and joy and love. That's who you are. Get a sense of your truth right there. The incredible natural intelligence you were born with. That's who you are. Get a sense of that now as you drift as a mind. Free of all earthly ties, free to be. And in that space, as you drift even higher, get a sense of drifting so high that you could actually look back at this beautiful planet we're living on. How incredibly lucky are we to land it on this planet of all the planets in the universe, this beautiful blue planet. Get a sense of that in your mind's eye, just spinning through space. The whites of the clouds, the whites of the mountaintops, the greens of the forest, the blue of the ocean, and the browns of the deserts. Get a sense of that as that world spins in front of you. And as you look at that world from way off, notice how your perspective changes. You can think about the 8 billion people on that planet, of which you are one unique, incredible individual. And notice how your perspective changes. Things that had seemed overwhelming no longer have any power over you. Things that had seemed hard or difficult to overcome no longer have any power over you. And understanding that you are love. You are loved. You are loving. Now in your mind's eye, get a sense of a target, like an artery target. See the coloured bands, see the very centre. It's a massive target between you and that beautiful blue planet. Get a sense of that. Now in the centre of that target is pure, unconditional self-love. The centre of that target is flooded with the most incredible feeling of unconditional self-love. And in a moment, I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you'll be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through that target into a space of unconditional self-love. And it's going to be the most incredible experience. I want you to know it's okay to feel that love for yourself. So get ready. As I make that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow through that target. And as you go through that target, your mind and body are going to be flooded with the most intense feeling of unconditional self-love. And I want you to know it's okay to feel that good. Get ready. Now you're in that space. And feel that feeling of love flooding through your body. And know it's okay to love yourself. As you feel into that now, as every limiting belief that was ever placed on you is swept from your mind and body, as every negative thought ever held you back is swept from your mind and your body, Feel your body being flooded with that feeling of unconditional self-love. Now think about the people you love and the people you've helped. See those faces, feel that love right now. Now feel it like a burning hot sun in the summer sky. And shrink it down to a white hot nuclear powered ball of light as big as a golf ball. And pull that into your heart center. And feel your heart expanding with that feeling of absolute, pure, unconditional love. And notice your heart can't contain that feeling. Feel it spreading beyond your heart, through your body and beyond your body, rippling out to the edges of the universe, and you're at the center of it. You are pure light and pure joy and pure love. Feel into that, the most intense feeling. And notice as your body's flooded with that feeling of unconditional self-love, that every ounce of doubt has gone from your mind and body. Every ounce of emotional pain has gone from your mind and body, because it cannot coexist in your body and mind with that feeling of love. And feel that feeling of freedom now. I want you to know it's okay to feel that good, because you are love and you are loved and you are loving. And in that space, in that quiet, you can have a clear understanding of your truth. Your true self, beyond everything else, beyond the house you own, the car you drive, the clothes you wear, the way you look, the essence of who you are, the pure truth about yourself that you know. Get a sense of that now as you drift in that space. And I want you to recognize the good within you. Do it now. And understand you're already a whole being. You don't need to be anyone else. You're already the most incredible creation. And you are enough. Get a sense of that now, the truth. And the truth of who you are is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it. Ignorance deride it. But in the end, your truth is your truth. And understanding you are good enough. You're already a whole being. You don't need to be anyone else. Get a sense of that as you drift in that space. A moment of clarity. A moment of pure light and joy. Feel into it. And you're going to take that feeling into everything you do. To be calm in that knowledge. To be at peace with your true, authentic self. And to know that you are good enough. Get a sense of that now. A feeling of absolute peace within yourself that you may have never experienced before. You're going to take into everything you do. And as you drift in that space, my voice, my words drift with you. They become a part of your experience now. I want you to go with your unconscious as often as you need to know that you're free. Free of the past, free of the future. There is only this moment in time that we're existing in. A string of moments. Get a sense of that now. And you understanding. Things that had seemed overwhelming no longer have any power over you. Things that had seemed hard or difficult to overcome no longer have any power over you, because you know who you are. And you know that the essence of who you are is pure light and love, and you are good enough. Only when the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes at a molecular, cellular, neurological level that will allow you to live your truth, to be your authentic self, to hold on to that feeling of unconditional self-love so you can treat yourself better. Be as kind to yourself as you are to the people you love, the people you help. Want for yourself what you want for your clients, your patients, your family. And know it's okay to want that for yourself. And only when the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made. Because in a moment, I'm going to count to 10. This entire experience may seem so far away, like a dream you had, that you wanted to tell someone about, but then it just disappeared. And as you drift in that space, every limitation is swept from your mind and body. Feeling of liberation you may have never experienced before. And in a moment, as I count to 10, on 8, your eyes will open and you will feel incredible, because you are incredible. And on 10, that new understanding, that feeling of peace, that inner peace and calm, that feeling of unconditional self-love is going to grow stronger day by day as you continue to create the life you want by helping others create the life they want. So get ready. As I count to 10, on 8, your eyes will open. Feel like you've had a ton weight lifted. You'll see things different, experience life differently. And on 10, that wonderful feeling of liberation and freedom is going to grow stronger day by day as you take care of yourself, be kinder to yourself, because you are worth it. 1, feeling absolutely wonderful now. 2, to create that life you want, the health you want, and do it brilliantly, fearlessly. 3, a feeling of freedom from every limiting belief that ever held you back. You are loved, and you are loving. 4, feel a force of that energy and love flooding through your body and mind. 5, feeling incredibly alive now. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely wonderful. 9, 10. I'm looking at you, Nolene, and thinking how warm it must be there in Tasmania.
It's 4 in the morning, Freddie. It's not very warm.
Well, it's got to be warm when it is here.
We've had some really hot weather.
Yeah. Welcome back, Adam. Hope you enjoyed the experience. Okay, look, I hope you enjoyed it. You know, have beautiful weekends. And remember, because it's true, you are loved and you are loved and you are loving. Take that feeling and know it's okay to aim that feeling at yourself. Be as kind to yourself as you are to others. Want for yourself what you want for others. Hope you enjoyed it, Alison. Good. Excellent. Great to see you all. Okay, we'll have a lovely weekend and I'll see you in the next month, hopefully. All right, take care. And if you're in Dublin next weekend, come and see us. Come down to Fitzpatrick Castle Hotel. Come and see us there. We'll have some time together. All right, but be kind to yourselves. See you soon. Bye.
See you, Freddie.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel. Lovely to see you. Bye now.